Hi guys, welcome back to my A2 German grammar course. Sorry I'm a little bit late, not much. The last week was a little crazy. I finished school. Well, not real school, more like of an educational program, TMI. So I'm back, I have more time now, and we will continue with our lessons. Like always, if something is new or complicated or tricky, whatever, you can always check out my A1 grammar course for other references. Same goes with my vocabulary series. First, we will compare our exercise from last time and then we will dive into a new topic. So, let's go. So as you remember, last time I left you guys with a little exercise. I hope you did it. If not, you can press pause, do it now, because we will compare the solution now. Diese Jacke ist am wärmsten. Diese Geschichte ist am lustigsten. Dieses Flugzeug ist am schnellsten. Diese Gasse ist am dunkelsten. Diese Häuser sind am modernsten. Dieses Sofa ist am bequemsten. Two things I want to say before we continue with the right side. As you can see here, even if you have plural, you have the same grammar at the end of the superlative. This only applies if you have the structure with the subject, the verb, and then the adjective, the superlative, or whatever. If you say, this is the most modern house, then it changes because everything that comes in front of a noun and is descriptive, like an adjective or a superlative, changes according to the grammarly gender of the noun. So this is why I say always, if you don't know how to flex them, to change them, you can use always something is somehow, and then it's the same. Just to give you a little example so you know what I'm talking about. It will come up pretty soon, I'm sure. But we have das Haus ist modern, right? The house is modern. But if we say the modern house, we have das, neutral, by the way, das Haus, das moderne Haus. So we have to change it according to the grammar rules. I just wanted to show you that so you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to remember it now, but if you want to check it out on the internet or whatever, you can just say adjective declinations. This was one thing I wanted to say. And the second one here, again, we have like an irregularity with the A becoming A. If you're not familiar with this one, check out my second or even first, I think one of those. Check out my first videos in the series and you will find it. Okay, we continue. Dieser Rucksack ist am schwersten. Dieses Restaurant ist am teuersten. Dieses Kleid ist am schönsten. Diese Texte sind am langweiligsten. Dieser Weg ist am längsten. Dieses Essen ist am besten. Gut is another irregular one that changes a lot. As you can see, it becomes besten in superlative. Okay, this was the exercise from last time, and we will continue. Some things about orthography and spelling. We have some things we have to keep track. If we have S, double S, SZ, Z or T, we have to add the E in front of the STEN. This makes sense because if it wouldn't be here, how would we say it? Am süßsten. I mean, it's really hard for the mouth, for the tongue. So it just makes sense, of course, but you have to remember it in the beginning. So what examples do we have here? Süß, sweet. Am süßesten, the sweetest or sweetest. Kurz, am kürzesten. Blass, am blassesten. Hart, am härtesten. Don't forget the irregularity here. Harmlos, am harmlosesten. Intelligent, am intelligentesten. It looks really long here, entesten, but after 3-4 times you will find it average length. Another exception, of course, groß. The SZ is here, but we don't say größesten. We just say größten. This was the first part. What do we have next? After the D, we also put the E. For example, mild, mild, am mildesten. But if the adjective has END, not only D, we just keep it simple and we don't have this rule applying. Spannend, am spannendsten. We do not say spannendsten. This is not natural. And the next rule, after SCH, again, we have the E. But only if the adjective has only one syllable. First example, frisch. Frisch is only one syllable. I hope you know the clap rule. If you're not familiar with that, leave it in the comments below. Maybe I can do an extra video about syllables and pronunciation and stuff like that. So it's one syllable, frisch. Am frischesten. But we have another example here, fantastisch, fantastic, fantastisch, 1, 2, 3, 3 syllables. And therefore, we don't need this kind of helping E. Am fantastischsten. We do not say am fantastischesten. We don't say that, it's too long. Okay, this is how we spell, how we say it. And I hope it helped you a little bit in the future. And we will continue with a new topic. Are you ready? This is our topic. It doesn't have many explanations, but I will add them, of course, for you, so it will be easy. Verben mit Dativ und Akkusativobjekt. Translation: verbs with dative and accusative object. What does it mean? First of all, I want to give color. Color is dative is red, accusative will be orange. Okay, so in my first series with the A1 grammar, you are familiar with dative and accusative. You learned to say, she congratulates him, yeah, or I call him, he doesn't know me, and stuff like that. But now we want to combine them both because normal sentences do not only consist of subject, verb, object. It's longer. So let's check out the sentence here. Der Ober bringt den Gästen die Getränke. What does it mean? It means the waiter brings the guests the beverages, the drinks. The object, the guests, is written in dative and the drinks is in accusative. And now you think, why is that? Because it's all about the verb. I will show you. If you want to know this part here of the statement, sorry for the lines, you have to ask with wem, whom. So, for example, in this case, wem bringt der Ober die Getränke? Den Gästen. And the question word wem is dative. This is the first option to find something out with asking. The second option, which is, in my opinion, something you should do from the beginning when you learn verbs, you have to learn it as a pattern. Jemandem etwas bringen. Bringing something to somebody. And as you can see, the somebody is already showing you the M here, which is dative. So if you know, I have the verb to bring, I want to bring something to somebody, this must be dative, jemandem. But if you say etwas bringen, this is accusative. For example, I said mitbringen, it's almost the same verb. So, ich bringe einen Laptop mit. I will bring a laptop. And now we have not dative, we have accusative. And if you want to say, I bring him a laptop, now you know, wem, whom, we have the dative now, ihm. I bring him a laptop. This is what it means. So, Again, two options. The most common one is to ask for the question word, wem oder was. This is Dativ. And the other one, wen oder was, is Akkusativ. I can write it down so you have it here. Wen. Wen is Akkusativ. And now you think like, okay, this is easy. People is Dativ and things are Akkusativ. But it is not so easy because, and now comes the tricky part, it is not only one thing for people, the other thing for things. It can be both. For example, ich bringe einen Freund mit. I'm bringing a friend. So the laptop now became a friend. And therefore you can see, oh no, we have einen Laptop, einen Freund. So you cannot just assume because it's accusative, it's an object or vice versa. It can be both. This is why if you see many charts with those cases and stuff, the question words are not only wem, but it is wem oder was, like this. And for the second one, for the accusative, it is wen oder was. And this is the tricky part, at least in my opinion. For the objects, it's the same question word. For people, it's easy. You have the M, which is really clear a dative, and the N, which is really clear for an accusative. But the what question for objects is the same. Sorry about that. So if you say, was bringe ich ihm mit? What do I bring him? Was bringe ich mit? Einen Laptop, a laptop. Was bringe ich mit? Einen Laptop. Oops. Or, wen bringe ich mit? Who am I bringing with me to the party or whatever? Einen Freund. This is how we use it. I hope you could make sense of it. It's not too chaotic. I'm pretty sure you will manage. If you are A2, it's mostly really clear that you do something to somebody. So it's really clear what is what. But the harder it gets means the further you are proceeding into the language. Let's check out some examples. Okay, we will do this together. The little things here are just telling you if you have to pay attention to the article, bestimmter Artikel, definite article, unbestimmter, undefinite, or no article. If you are not familiar with those expressions, that means you should go back and watch my A1 grammar series. I'm not saying that just that you watch it. I'm really telling you, I have a bunch of dative, accusative, and article videos on there. You could check it out because it doesn't get easier from here. But this is just my opinion. So we have now many informations for one statement. Schenken, to gift somebody something. Du is a subject. And now they are helping you. They're actually telling you that the object here is dative and the object here is accusative. And you can see, I mean, we are in A2 here. It won't be so hard that you will not be sure what is what. Normally the dative on those examples is a person that are receiving an action like giving, showing, explaining. And then we have the object, which is the thing we are handing, giving, explaining, and so on. This is how it goes for A2 at least. So, schenken, to gift, du, you, Kinder, children, Schokolade, chocolate. How can we say it? Always start with the subject, and in a normal sentence at least. Du schenkst den Kindern, Dativ plural, Schokolade. You gift the kids or the children chocolate. Don't make the confusion that the N always needs accusative or means accusative. This is plural dativ. Dativ. Don't get it confused. Next one, schreiben, to write. Ich, I, Onkel, uncle, Brief, letter. And we want the undefinite article. Ich schreibe. And now we have the option to say, well, we could only say onkel. This sounds a little strange. So I give you more options. Meinem Onkel, my uncle. einen Brief. A letter, not the letter, but indefinite. A letter. And here you can see it really clear, which I really like when there is like a grammatically male object. We have meinem Onkel. This is so clear for dative. This is really nice, but don't rely on that. Just showing you the signals. So I write my uncle a letter, einen Brief. Nominativ becomes Akkusativ, ein Brief, einen Brief. Maria zeigt dir den Fehler. We have to assume that they want the singular, but I give you both options. Why not? If it's plural, it's die Fehler. But den Fehler is the definite article in Akkusativ. Den Fehler. So Maria shows you the mistake. Du became dir, personal pronoun Dativ. Der Professor erklärt uns das Problem. The professor, again, the subject is nominative, of course, it's wer oder was. So the professor explains, erklärt uns, us, Dativ, das Problem. Not much change here, but grammatically speaking, of course, it's accusative. Later, it will be more complicated. We have the prepositions. We have prepositions that can have both accusative and dative. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but if you do it step by step and you go back in the grammar and you check it out and you practice, not only passively, but actively, then it's manageable. I know in the language groups and everything, people say how difficult is German, and it's not easy. But to be honest, every language is difficult. I don't know. I must say, I try to learn languages, and there's no language so far where I can say, oh yeah, luckily this is so easy, you know, only if you speak it 10 years, like English and stuff like that, you know. So you have to try hard, interact with each other, with other Germans, and then it will be okay. If you have the time and you want to do it, we have here other examples. You don't have to do them all. I mean, you don't have to do them at all, but I really recommend it. At least 3 or 4 or even 1. You can write it in the comments below. You can keep it to yourself. You can try it. And next time we will compare them, of course. Thank you for your support. As you know, I put a lot of time and effort in my videos. I really hope they help. I really do. Please like, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much, and I will see you in some days again. Bye.